Welcome to another edition of City Connector right here on City TV and brought to you by the City of Douglasville. I am Lee Brogdon Culberson of ProfessionalMojo.com, and it is always my pleasure as a citizen of Douglasville to share with you all the wonderful things happening right here in and around our community. We have a great and informative show for you, so I don't want you to turn away. I don't want you to change the channel. You stay tuned, and we will be right back. Welcome back to City Connector. We're going to be hearing more about what's going on with Highway 92. Now, joining me in this segment is City Manager Bill Osborne, Councilwoman LaShawn Byrd-Danley, and Assistant City Manager Marsha Hampton. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Great to be here.
Thank you.
All right, I'd like to start off, Bill, with you sharing a little bit with our viewers who might not know what the project is.
All right. Well, Highway 92 has been the top priority in transportation in the city of Douglasville for a long time. This is a north-south route that runs, of course, from Hiram through Douglasville southward, and we've been working on a relocation of this road for a number of years. In fact, more than 25 years ago, the Georgia Department of Transportation had a plan that would have extended Highway 92 northward from Fairburn Road, bridge over the railroad tracks right through the north side, would have taken a lot of houses out, including Stewart Middle School, and the city and the residents opposed that. I became city manager almost 24 years ago and have been working on this project since 1996. Wow. But today we're not going to talk about all those detours and restarts we had to do. We want to talk about when the project really began to move forward, and that started when Congressman David Scott, who had a personal interest in the project, called for a town hall meeting. It was on August 1st, 2009, had a big crowd there. And while there was not agreement necessarily with what was going on among GDOT officials, local officials, and the townspeople who showed up, then everybody realized that the project actually had some traction. But we had a lot of GDOT officials and some federal environmental officials who thought we'd never get it off the ground. They gave us 3 months to try to get some things done. And I took 2 members of my staff, Jeff Knowles, the city engineer, to work with GDOT and with Crow Engineering, our engineering firm, Marsha Hampton, who at that time was director of our Community and Downtown Services Department, to work with the community. And they did a great job. We didn't take the 3 months. We got it done in 6 weeks.
Wow.
So that showed GDOT that we were really serious and that we were able to do what we said we were going to do. Marsha, you might want to hit a couple of highlights of that whirlwind that y'all did.
Right. It took a lot of planning up front, but one of the things we knew, a challenge that GDOT had offered up to us was that through that environmental process, they felt as though the public input portion was not good enough. Mm-hmm. So we had to go back and do that all over again. So we planned a series of meetings over the course of 6 weeks. Some of them were back-to-back nights throughout the area where the project would be affected. We made certain that we utilized all opportunities of communication, knocked on doors, handed out flyers, posted on the city website, even creating a separate website just for the Highway 92 project, making certain that attendance was as high as possible so that we could show GDOT and all of those folks that we did take the project seriously and we were interested in getting as much public input as possible.
So citizens had every opportunity to get their 2 cents worth in about how important this project was going to be to their lives and to the economy.
Yes, yes.
You know, during that time, Councilwoman Byrd-Danley, you of course represent that area, live in the area. After all these years of nothing much taking place, what was your feeling as you saw all of the activity taking place over that month-long period?
Well, first of all, Bill, just to have the Congressman David Scott on site to take a personal interest in this long overdue infrastructure project was definitely a means of seriousness on the Congress level, federal level. And then like Marcia said, just planning meetings. I mean, it was very fast. We felt like we didn't sleep a lot of times, but the residents definitely were ready for this. So it felt like a breath of fresh air that we definitely were serious and we wanted to get this done quickly.
Right. And after we got over that hurdle, then we had, over the next 3 years, a lot of things took place. Not all were visible, but they were forward steps. So, Marcia, you want to touch base on a couple of those?
A lot of that involved engineering with Jeff Knowles at the time, who's the city engineer, Michelle Wright, who's our planning director, meeting every month. And actually, we still meet once a month with GDOT, with the project engineers, to make certain that the road is designed specifically with the intent and listening to the public input that we received, because some of the public input that we received was far different from what was initially on the table. So some of that we had to go back to the drawing board. So that 3 years was shoring up the plans to make certain that the plans that we have are final for construction.
So I love that, because you may have started out thinking one way about what the road was serving and what the outcome was going to be, but then you were hearing from people who were on there every day, having to commute down that road.
Right.
Yeah. And you know, during that 3-year period, of course, as the council member from that area, you knew that progress was being made even though you didn't see it, but we always had that big question mark: will the money be there when we get ready to move forward? So what was your feeling over the last 3 years, knowing we were making progress but still not knowing, was this going to really do anything?
Well, definitely I've always been optimistic. However, because this project is so old, this project began when I was not in office and when I was actually in high school prior to that. So there was hope, definitely, that it would be completed. However, honestly, there was a little doubt of, are we really going to finish? You know, this is like the 5th or 6th time of completing this. And the residents, because I serve in that ward, 92 North, the residents too had some doubt, but they were all optimistic. So our goal was to make sure that we kept them energetic and we kept them informed on every piece of decision making, and making sure that their input was important, because they actually live, work, and play there.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And one of the things, of course, you never know when unexpected problems are going to come up, and we had one that temporarily slowed us down, and that is that there was a feeling that maybe along the route just north of Douglasville up in Paulding County was the habitat of the Indiana bat. And had that been the case, we would have been stymied, because you've heard about major construction projects being held up because of a little fish in the stream or whatever. But they couldn't find the Indiana bat. I don't know if they were never there. Maybe they went back to Indiana.
Maybe so. They were in the wrong state. They didn't know where they were.
But actually, a few days ago, things really happened all of a sudden. Marcia, you want to tell us about that?
Well, a few days ago, we received the announcement from GDOT that money that had been appropriated for this project in fiscal year 16, which we knew was appropriated for that year, was going to be moved forward to this coming fiscal year 14-15. And that's important because we are wrapping up right away. We're at the end. The plans are finished. And this spring, we will have a construction-ready project. So had we not gotten GDOT and ARC to work together to move that money into the upcoming fiscal year, we would have had a project that would have just sat and waited, which is not good for us. But now we have a construction-ready project and the funding that will be appropriated for this upcoming fiscal year.
And that's very exciting. I know that when Mayor Persons was on City Connector a little while back, he talked about you guys having those mini conversations with the delegation saying, hey, we're ahead of schedule, we're ready, so let's move on this. So that's very exciting news for you guys to share with the viewers today.
Well, we had a few days ago, the mayor and I were on the telephone with Congressman Scott, and then made contact with Chairman Worthen, getting ready to make the announcement. But I also wanted to be sure that we talked with our City Council Transportation Chair. And I caught up with Councilwoman Burt Anley at an event that we were having on O'Neill Plaza. What was your reaction to the news?
I was at awe. Bill asked me for comments, and we were at the event, music was playing, and I said, "Are you serious?" So for a moment there, I had to catch my breath, and then it was a very sentimental moment. teary. It was kind of, I wouldn't say bittersweet, but it was definitely at awe. It was a moment of restoration and definitely a moment of separation, hugging. We were just, for about 5 minutes, was going, oh my gosh, are you serious? So it was really cool, very overwhelming.
How many years coming to fruition?
Oh wow, I would say Bill said what, 24 years?
25?
Probably close to 30. in
Yeah,
terms
I'd say
of
close to
overall.
30 years.
And of course, we still have a few more steps to go. And I know in the community, you'll be talking with people, and we'll be following up. And one of the things as we close, that when Congressman Scott, as I said, was very instrumental in this, but he wanted to be sure that everybody knew that he said he wanted to thank Governor Dean, the 2 U.S. senators, Congressman Westmoreland and Gingrey, who had all worked with him. And I think it was the spirit of cooperation that finally put us over the last hump on this. You know, as we close this, if get Marcia just quickly to tell you what the next couple of steps are, and then to the council member to close it down for us.
Okay.
Well, you know, throughout this project, and Councilmember Danley mentioned it, I mean, even though we held public hearings, there are also other required public hearings by GDOT, and we will still have to have those even as we move toward the close of the project. We're finalizing the last bit of right-of-way, which should be wrapped up by year's end. There is some finalization on the construction plans, and then once the project this spring is let for construction, we will start on the bridge portion or the underpass portion of the project that starts near Brown Street and Bankhead Highway. So we're ready to go. Yes.
And Councilwoman, I would like for you, as you close, to kind of share with us what this is really going to mean to the people who are living and working and playing around that area.
Right. Well, I live 92 North, and for those who know that the railroad tracks separate the north and the south. So when you cannot get across the tracks for just general reasons, going to the grocery store or medical reasons, that is very much frustrating. So for those that live in the area of 92 North, it will be an area of open transportation. Also, we want to make sure that our children are safe getting to school, but definitely I think the economic growth and opportunities will adhere to that area. And I would be reluctant not to thank Peter Emanuel, who is the project director for this project, has worked very diligently, and also Dana Lemon, and definitely the staff at the City of Douglasville, and most definitely the residents who grasped a hold of this and helped move this forward. And we'll continue to keep our residents updated and informed, because without them, this project would not be.
It really has been an effort at every level of government and with citizen participation all the way, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
All right, very exciting. Well, thank you for bringing that breaking news right here to City Connector First. Thanks so much, City Manager, Councilwoman, Assistant City Manager. We will be right back, and you're going to be hearing from our talent, Gil Cairo, so you stay tuned. Don't turn the channel.
Every day and every night, I work so hard to make it right. As I close one door, there's more in life. What can I do? I'm losing my mind. And I see there's a light ahead. Shine on me, come shine down on me, 'cause I'm sitting in the rain, sitting in the rain, waiting for the sun to shine. Sitting in the rain, sitting in the rain, waiting for the sunshine again. My hopes and dreams are far and few. I need the sun to shine down through. fill my heart with woes and pain, so I can live the good life again. I see there's a light ahead. Say, shine on me, come shine down on me, 'cause I'm sitting in the rain, sitting in the rain, waiting for the sun to shine. Sitting in the rain, sitting in the rain, waiting for the sun to shine again. I need the sunlight, that shining light of gold, to brighten up my life and my heart and soul, my heart and soul. Yeah. Sitting in the rain, I'm sitting in the rain, waiting for the sun to shine. Sitting in the rain, sitting in the rain, waiting for the sun to shine again. Sitting in the rain, sitting in the rain, waiting for the sun to shine. Sitting in the rain, I'm sitting in the rain, waiting for the sun to shine again. Sitting in the rain, sitting in the rain, yeah, yeah. Sitting in the rain. Thank you.
Welcome back to City Connector. We have had a great show, and I'm excited about this segment because the health and wellness of the citizens of Douglasville, plus all the great folks who work for Douglasville, is very important. Joining me on this segment is Fred Perry, HR Director for the city. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
And also Greg Williams, who is the Regional Sales Manager for Kaiser Permanente, Georgia. Welcome, Greg.
Thank you very much.
All right, so you guys have had some exciting things happening with your partnership with Kaiser Permanente. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Lee, actually, our partnership began last year, began January 1 of 2012, with the city of Douglasville actually switched its healthcare provider, something we hadn't done in a number of years, well over 10, 15 years. So we began with Kaiser in 2012. Kaiser is actually a different model of insurance that we're accustomed to. So we had a transition period, and now that we're in our second year, I expect our relationship to grow a lot stronger. Kaiser is all about preventative health care. They came into the city of Douglasville, provided us incentives and grants to help bolster our health fare that we have. And it's been going very well. So I'm excited about the new relationship moving forward, and I think we'll be doing extremely well in 2014.
Well, what I'd like to do with you guys especially is kind of make it really clear to the viewers why this is important to us as citizens of the city of Douglasville. I mean, we want everybody who works here to be healthy, don't get me wrong. But there are other reasons why this partnership and health and wellness and preventative care is so important.
Well, from my standpoint, I would say that, like you said, we have healthy employees. We employ a variety of titles, police officer, from police officer to our refuse collector, and obviously our senior level management. So in order for, I think, our city to be effective, we have to have our employees ready to work and in a good frame of mind. So from that perspective, it's a great venture, as well as the overall morale of the city. I think a healthy employee is a happy employee, which makes for a happy work environment. So, Greg?
And I agree with Fred's comments, and I think that Kaiser Permanente is extremely happy to partnership with the city of the Douglasville. I think this particular client actually looks at the healthy and well-being of its employees and its community. Kaiser Permanente is the only nonprofit HMO here in Georgia.
Okay.
So therefore, we concentrate on creating a healthier lifestyle, not just a healthy medical plan, but encouraging employees to get involved with their health before the catastrophic claims actually occur.
Good, good.
And we see that our mission coincides with the mission of the city of Douglasville. One of the things that we put up a grant, as Fred said, for the wellness program, but the city also put up money towards the wellness program to help the benefit of its employees. And again, we think that it is contagious. So once we get the employees thinking healthy, the employee family become thinking healthy, they talk to their friends and
That's
their
true.
neighbors. So therefore, we end up with a healthy Douglasville.
Don't you love that? You can
Oh,
see it right now, right? They are involved in the programs. They start
Absolutely.
posting those photos on Facebook. Look how good I look. I've been exercising and eating right, and I'm so healthy now, and hopefully it'll just catch fire.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
wonderful. And part of that, part of the whole wellness thing is the health fair, right? So tell
Absolutely.
us a little bit about the health fair,
Well,
too.
that is our staple event that we like to put on. It actually goes off in May, so we're looking forward to May of 2014 to put on our next health fair. We have a variety of biometric screenings. We have nutritionists that are there. Kaiser Permanente brings in a slew of doctors that are holding seminars, talking with our employees, just giving good feedback to our employees who have little questions that they probably wouldn't want to ask in a public forum. So they're able to have that one-on-one time to get good feedback from our doctors. So we are really appreciative of Kaiser Permanente and their stance on preventative health care.
Go ahead.
Yes, and we also have programs throughout the year that City of Douglasville employees as well as their dependents can actually take advantage of. Healthy cooking classes, Tai Chi classes, diabetes classes, smoking cessation, etc. And those classes go on throughout the year at our various facilities. And the one thing that we do stress in the health fair that we have with the city that's coming up is to point to those classes as well. So it's not just a one-day event, but it's actually a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
I love that because, you just never know what an employee, and this is HR director,
Yes.
you never know what an employee might be encountering.
Absolutely.
And as someone who wants the most for the city and the citizens,
correct.
you want to make sure they're healthy and happy on work.
That's correct. And as I said, with the biometric screenings, the information that we receive from that's really where we tailor our lunch and learns and things of that nature. So if we see that we have a problem with diabetes or hypertension or something of that nature, then we start to bring in physicians from Kaiser Permanente to hold information sessions, to hold, again, lunch and learns and dinner and learns and things of that nature to try to address those issues. So.
I love that. So you're really looking out for the employees, which in turn makes it better for all of us who live
Absolutely.
here. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to leave with our viewers as we close out?
No, we just, we want to thank the city for their partnership and that they're focused on a healthy lifestyle and know that this is a lifestyle change.
Right.
And the city recognizes that and they are actually behind it 100%. So it's a joy for me at Kaiser and my associates at Kaiser to work with a client that's so progressively thinking.
Yeah, and we agree with that, and we thank Kaiser for all the things that they bring to the city. Actually, in this past September, Kaiser, or the city of Douglasville, formed a corporate team that ran in the Kaiser Corporate Run Walk. So that was the first year for that, and we're looking forward to doing that in 2014 and years beyond.
Were you on that?
I was on that team.
Oh, all right.
I was.
See, I thought I was going to catch you there, but I didn't. You were ready, right? You were ready for it. So how'd you do?
I did pretty good.
Yeah?
Actually, it's a 5K, and I finished it in 33 minutes. So I was a little slow, but I did okay.
Hey, you know what they say? Off the couch is better than
That's
anything,
right.
right?
That's right.
And what we encourage is not the swiftest, but that you finish the race.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're already ahead when you're up and walking.
Right.
Well, that is wonderful. Well, I have to tell you, on behalf of the citizens of Douglasville too, we appreciate you taking care of the employees as well as the community. So thanks so much.
Thank you.
Fred, Greg, Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, City Connector, we're glad you're here, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to City Connector. I want to thank you for being a part of this show. This is where you're going to find everything wonderful going on in and around the city of Douglasville, and it's always been my pleasure. Now, we're going to be hearing from Gil again in just a moment, but first I want to remind you that you can catch City Connector on Comcast Digital 22, Tributary 31, mycitytv.com, douglasvillegeorgia.gov, Facebook, YouTube. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. So I encourage you to take a listen, watch us, and to share it with all of your friends. All right. Now, Gil, welcome back.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your music. If you had to explain it to someone, what would you say about it?
A lot of my music is things that I've done throughout the years. I've been playing for so many years, and there's so many different varieties of music that I play. When I write my own songs, it can go into an R&B, it can go into soft rock, alternative, even some Latin music, because my background's from Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. So when I play at the restaurants, I'll play a lot of the covers and then throw some of my own originals. But when I write music, it really depends on my feel of that day and kind of what I tap into through all the years.
Really, how you feel and the inspiration.
Yes.
And you've done some originals for us today, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I have.
Well, wonderful. Well, if someone wanted to go out and find out more about you, where could they do that?
I have a website. It's gilcaro.com.
And spell it for them.
GILCARO and .com. And up there I have some calendar pages so you can kind of find where I'm at.
And they can also get a CD or get your music as well?
Yes, I have a few CDs that I've had before. I'm working on some new material, like the music I played tonight. Those are some of my new originals. They're not on the CDs, but I'm continually writing. So yes, you can check out some of the songs and CDs.
And where can they see you around the area?
The closest around, I'm in the Dallas area. I'm everywhere from Dallas to Vinings to Kennesaw to Marietta. I've done some things in Douglasville, so I'm hoping to get back into the Douglasville area. So basically, if they go on the calendar page, they can see the places where I might be at.
Wonderful. So everything is at gilcaro.com.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to hearing some more from you, so I'll leave it with you.
Thank you. I've been waiting all my life for this moment. What I feel, I just can't keep inside. There is no one in my life like you, woman. You understand my fears and foolish pride. There are secrets we only share together, and silent words our hearts will only hear. I was sure you were the one when I met you. Now what I've got to say, I'll say it clear. It's all or nothing, my love. These are words I've been thinking of. How I hope that you will share my life. Now I ask you, will you be my wife? Before you give me your decision, Take these words I ask you deep inside. Hear the answer from your heart and see the vision. The both of us devoted to our lives. And I promise I will love you forever. Through bad or good, my love will still prevail. So let's begin to live our life together. Starting with your white gown and veil. It's all or nothing, my love. These are words I've been thinking of. How I hope that you will share my life. So I ask you, will you be my wife? Oh, it's all or nothing, my love. These are words I've been thinking of. How I hope you will share my life. So I ask you, will you be my wife? Yes, I ask you, will you be my wife? So I ask you, will you be my wife? Thank you. This is an old song written by Carole King, I believe made by the Shirelles, and I kind of put my own rendition to it. Tonight you're mine completely. You gave your love so sweetly. Tonight the light of love is in your eyes. Will you still love me tomorrow? Is this a lasting treasure, or just a moment's pleasure? Or can I believe the magic of your sighs? Or will you still love me tomorrow? Tonight with words unspoken, you say I'm the only one. But will my heart be broken when the night meets the morning sun? I'd like to know that your love is a love I can't be sure of. So tell me now, 'cause I won't ask again. Or will you still love me? Or will you still love me? Yeah. Will you still love me tomorrow? Tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you.